So today's video is going to be a slightly different video to the videos I've done in the past, and I'm going to be doing 19 things that I've learnt in 19 years. And I've seen a lot of other YouTubers do this kind of video, and I thought it'd be kind of really fun to do. So yeah, I'm just going to be kind of sharing with you 19 things that I've learnt in my 19 years of being on this planet. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. So the first thing that I've learnt is that friends and family are so important, and you know, they're going to be the ones to support you, they're going to be the ones that you can rely on or go to in times of sadness, and they are essentially your support network. And you know, because of that, I think it's so important that you appreciate those people in your life and you have a really close bond with them, and that you are there for them as much as they are there for you. The second thing that I've learnt is that nobody is perfect, and you know, I'm not perfect, and even the people that I would consider perfect, they have their own flaws and they have their own insecurities, and accepting we have flaws and you know, really just embracing them. I mean, I'd always considered being short something that was bad or negative because I felt it made me feel out of proportion. But you know, a lot of people have come up to me and said, I would love to, you know, be your height or have your figure, and you know, the grass always seems greener on the other side, and at the end of the day, your flaws make you you, and you should just embrace it and just really love yourself. The third thing that I've learnt is that uni isn't really that important, and I know schools like to say or kind of make it seem like uni is the only answer to getting a good career. It really isn't, and I got to uni and I decided that uni wasn't for me. I just didn't particularly like it, and I dropped out, and I've got a job, and I'm lucky enough to be in a job that sends me to courses where I can gain more qualifications and improve my education. So uni isn't the only way to get a good, successful job or career, and I think that's important to note, especially since the A-level results have come out recently. And if you didn't get into uni or you decide it isn't for you, that's okay. There are other ways to be successful in life. The fourth thing that I've learned is that life is short, and we often spend so much time worrying about the future that we're not really kind of enjoying the now. And I know this is something that our generation particularly struggles with. So you know, we worry about getting a house and a mortgage or renting, you know, and those things are far off yet, and we spend so much time stressing about it and worrying that we're not where we want to be now, if that makes any sense. And you know, we are still young and we should be enjoying, you know, just being young and enjoying what's going on right now instead of worrying about what's going to happen in the future. So that is definitely some advice for you guys. I mean, I've worried about how will I get on the housing market or all of these things, and it's not even worth worrying about until you get to that point in your life. So just enjoy the current moment. So the fifth thing that I've learnt is that it's okay to remove someone from your life if they are causing a negative impact on your life. You know, if they're making you feel down, or you know, they're putting you down, or any of those things really, it's okay to get rid of them from your life. And it sounds harsh, but you know, if someone's not enriching your life, or they're not making your life better, and instead they're making your life, you know, bad, and they're making you feel sad, it's okay to cut them out of your life, because your mental well-being and your happiness is so important at the end of the day. The sixth thing that I've learnt is that, you know, you can only do your best, and this relates to so many things. It relates to kind of school, it relates to friendships, and it relates to kind of boyfriends, girlfriends, And you know, in these situations you can only do your best and you can only do so much, and you know, if things work out then that's great, but if they don't, you know, it is a shame, but you did all you could, you tried your best at the end of the day, and sure, it didn't work out, but you did all that you could. And I think that's important, is that if you know you've tried your best and you've done everything that you could have done, to not dwell on the things that didn't really work out the way you wanted it to. The seventh thing that I've learned is that the past is the past and you can't go back and change things, and there isn't such thing as a time machine, so you can't go back and change things, so there's no point dwelling on the past. And I know there's things that I have regretted and that I would change if I had the opportunity to, but I can't change them, so there's no point me stressing myself on things that have already happened. You should try to focus on what's happening now and what's happening in the future. The eighth thing that I've learnt is that it's okay to forgive people, and there's no point holding on to old grudges. And if someone is coming up to you and apologising to you for their actions, you know, there's no point holding on to something that's already happened. You can just kind of forgive them and move on. I'm not kind of saying you have to invite them back into your life, but you can just kind of forgive them and then move on. As I said, there's no point holding on to old grudges. Just let it all go and move on. The ninth thing that I've learnt is that there are going to be times in your life when you are unhappy and when you're sad. And you know what, that's okay. And if you want to sit in front of the TV and eat ice cream or eat takeout and just wallow in your sadness, that's fine, because at the end of the day, that is what you're feeling. And although you might not always feel like that, you know, you're allowed to be sad, you're allowed to be in that moment. And I have often spent so much time pretending to people that I am happy, and that's just made me feel worse in the long run. So if you're sad, let yourself be sad and just kind of wallow in it, really. The 10th thing that I've learned is that if the opportunity to travel arises, take the opportunity, because travelling is an experience, and you know, I think it's worth far more than material things. And I've been so lucky as a child to be taken to different countries and see different things, and you know, I'm so grateful for my parents for that. And I suppose I know travelling can be hard with work, with uni and with school, but you know, if the opportunity does arise, take it and explore the world. And I'm so excited because I might be going to America in November, and I'm just so excited to travel. The 11th thing that I've learnt is that in times of stress, there's nothing worse than being in an untidy, messy environment. And this could be just me, I might be just weird, but I feel like when I'm stressed, I just want kind of a clean and tidy environment to be in. It just makes me feel a lot better, and I'm not really sure why. So kind of my relaxing place is my bedroom, and so I like to keep it nice and clean, because I feel like almost if I have a clean space to be in, it allows my mind to be clean, if that makes sense. I'm not really sure if that makes sense, but that's something that is personal to me that I've learned. The 12th thing that I've learnt is to just kind of be mindful of other people's situations. And you may have your own problems, but somebody else's problem could be far worse than your problem, and the last thing that they need to hear is your problem being rammed down their throat. So I really think it's just important to be kind of mindful about the people around you and what's going on in their lives, and to kind of just not be inconsiderate and to not force your problems on other people. The 13th thing that I've learnt is to just be yourself and to not care about what anyone else thinks, because at the end of the day, your happiness means more than someone's opinion. And you know, that's something that I've struggled with, and I'd always wanted to start up a YouTube channel, but I was scared about what people would think about it, whether they would mock me for it. And you know what, it makes me happy to film videos and to share it with you guys, and so anyone else's opinion doesn't really matter, and I'm going to carry on doing the things that I want to do because it's something that makes me happy, and I think your happiness is so important. The 14th thing kind of relates to the last point, and it's that you should really make time for the things that make you happy. And you know, it can often be difficult with work, and just because as you get older your lives get busier and you know, you have less free time, and this is something that I have experienced. But you know, I think it's definitely important to set aside time for the things that you like to do. So I love to work out and I love to make YouTube videos, so I make sure that I set aside time for those things just so I can relax and just do something that I love to do. And yeah, in the long run I just think that will make you a lot more happier in general as a person. The 15th thing that I've learnt is that you should never be too proud to apologise. If you know you've done something wrong and you're in the wrong for something, apologise to the person, because you know, there's nothing worse than having someone not apologise when they've been in the wrong. And I think it's important to kind of say sorry and to accept when you've done something wrong. And I think that really promotes healthy relationships with friends, family and partners. And so, you know, as daunting as sometimes apologising can be as well, like it can be really daunting to apologise to someone in case they don't accept your apology. And I have experienced this before in my life. But you know what, if you apologise and you accept that you've been in the wrong, then at least whether they accept your apology or not, then you've done the right thing and you've apologised and you've accepted kind of what you've done and you've apologised for it. The 16th thing is that life is stressful and there are going to be things that give you anxiety, and there's going to be things that cause you so much stress and your mind will be racing. But it's so important to find those things that relax you, those things that calm you down. And I know as someone who has anxiety, this can be so difficult to do. But you know, you've just got to find the things that calm you down. So whether it's, you know, watching TV or reading a book or going to see a friend and having a coffee and just talking about everything, you know, you've got to find those things that can relax you, because otherwise you'll just get so worked up and so depressed. And as I've said, kind of mental well-being is so important, and yeah, you've just got to be happier within yourself. So you should definitely find the things that relax you and calm you down. The 17th thing that I've learned is that, you know, when I'm being healthy and I'm doing healthy things, so when I'm exercising and when I'm eating well, I feel my best and I feel more confident and more happy within myself. So, you know, although I like to have a cheeky takeaway once a week, I do like to stay generally pretty healthy, because just in general I feel a lot better within myself. The 18th thing that I've learned is that there are just going to be some people in this world who will not like you and will not give you the time of day, and there will be people who will make an effort to be horrible to you for no reason whatsoever, and you know, that happens. But it's so important that you just kind of forget about those people, you block them on whatever you have to block, just get rid of them from your lives and just focus on the people who do love you for you, and those people who are there for you, your friends and your family, as kind of relating to the first kind of point, to just not worry about those people who don't like you and to just appreciate and love the people who do. And the last and 19th thing that I've learned is that it's okay to fail something, and there has been so many things that I thought I've failed at, be it some A-level results or be it uni because I dropped out, or even driving tests. And you know, if you fail, it's happened. You can either keep trying until you pass, similar to kind of my driving tests, you know, no matter how down I got that I'd failed my driving test, I just kept going at it until I passed my driving test. Or kind of with uni, if you decide you're doing something and you're just not cut out for it, you know, quit and just move on and accept that that's something you were not necessarily cut out for. And that's okay, you know, everyone is not good at everything, and that's okay, and it's okay to fail things, and it's really not the end of the world if you fail at something. So those were my 19 things that I'd learnt in my 19 years of being on this planet. I know it was a bit of a weird one today, but I hope you enjoyed the video and I shall see you in my next one.